overall, it's 23% fewer women, and that represents a number of about 200 million. So we've done research. We understand that there's this internet gap between girls and women and men. So we said, okay, so what does this mean to us, Intel, as a business? What if we were able to close that gap? What's the potential market? So as we did the analysis, we actually recognized there's a $70 billion market out there if we could close that gap and get girls and women online. So is there a business imperative for Intel to think about that gap and put business strategies in place to achieve it? My answer to that question is absolutely. We've done the analysis. We know it. We go inside our company and we say we need to be involved with girls and women, not because it makes us feel sad when we watch the video or inspires us when we watch the video. Sure, you want to inspire people's hearts. It's important. But inside the business, there's a dollar amount that matters. That's substantial. We also know that if we can get women on the web and close that gap, there's societal, very positive societal impacts. And you can see this, that if you look going back over a 10-year period of time, if people on the web, 52% say they have earned additional income because they've had that opportunity to be online. There is a social economic impact by getting women and girls online. Business value, $70 billion market, societal impact for girls and women. So when you think about our programs, so we were doing site-based girls and women inclusion programs. Is that licensed to operate or social innovation? Again, probably somewhere in between depending on the program. Looking at girls on the web and devising strategies and creating products and solutions that help us close that gap and get women and girls on the web at equal numbers as men. Is that licensed to operate or is that social innovation? I argue that that's social innovation. That's business stepping up and saying we can do more to achieve our business results and we can help society as well. So now just very quickly in my time, I'm getting some flashing lights, so I think my time is up. But there's some lessons we've learned here, and I'll go through these really quickly. Integrate to unlock the full potential. What that means is look across your entire business. Don't make CSR this little function that exists over in the corner. Integrate CSR activities into the fabric of the company. And if you do that, you'll at that point then unlock the full potential to have impact. Think big, but you also need to find your bite at the apple. We're all different size. We're a global company. There's small businesses in here. There's medium-sized businesses. Think big, but also do something that makes sense for you. Set goals and be committed. It's important that you have actual goals that you're trying to achieve, and you hold yourself accountable. If you don't hold yourself accountable for achieving goals, chances are you're not going to get it done. Don't let dollars defeat you. Everybody comes and says, okay, we need X amount of dollars. Looking forward in the future, it's not all about dollars. It's about people and knowledge and resources and coming up with innovations to solve problems. So if somebody comes to you and says, well, we can't do this because we need X amount of money, don't let that defeat you. Find a solution. Make it matter. I talked about that. Shared value is critically important. Also must be willing to fail. It's not innovation. If you don't fail along the way, you're going to fail, and that's okay. Collaborate is critically important. So those are my lessons learned. Hopefully I was able to sort of at least get us started this morning thinking about what is CSR, licensed to operate, and what is social innovation. I appreciate the time here this morning. I'm honored to have had the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Michael has focused our attention towards the social license to operate as part of a transformative process in the context of a borderless world. As you know, there are the 3 P's, profits, people, and planet. Michael has added a 4th P, the process of engagement. And he has shown us that Intel is a process-driven organization working towards system-wide transformation. Part of the DNA of these kinds of organizations is a commitment to CSR and voluntarism, multi-stakeholder engagement, and continuous improvement. As Michael has pointed out, this is a long road with many parallel paths. Michael has shown us some of them, for example, how to transform education. And in the end, we will recall different parts of Michael's content-rich talk: employee engagement, empowering women through digital inclusion, the 6 components of social innovation, and the lessons learned. I've just been told that I can take 2 questions, and there are mics on the side, and this will be a first come, first serve. Please raise your hand, and I shall take 2 questions.
My name is Lucky Lowe. I work with voluntary services overseas here in Indonesia, and I'm interested to learn what it was that was the driver for Intel to engage in global employee volunteering, because that's quite a step. You said yourself, money is easy, but releasing highly skilled employees is quite complex. What made you do it?
Well, so there's different, it's evolved. So initially, it really is a great place to work activity, to give an opportunity for our employees to go out and enjoy each other and do something in the local community. They have fun doing it, they feel better about doing it. There's a real great place to work, human resource impact from engaging in our local communities, and it creates value. Our employees wanted to do it. Right? Our employees want to give back to their local communities. And so we had goals and tried to make that easier for our employees. For our 40th anniversary, I think it was our 40th anniversary, we made a really important decision at that point, and that was one of the best ways we could give back to our local communities is to incentivize our employees engaging, and that's when we made the decision to do the matching grant for all volunteerism. What that really did, I don't know that changed our employees' volunteer habits, but at least got them to go onto our tool and enter in their volunteer hours so we could track it. The move towards skills-based volunteering, and again, we're not real fast at doing it, but we're moving down that path. I can tell you for the Intel Education Service Corps, we have 20 applicants for every 1 employee that we approve to go on one of those trips. And there, it's just this recognition of people who are creating technology. They know that it's making a difference around the world, but they don't necessarily feel it. They sit in their cubicle wherever they work, they don't feel it. So this opportunity to get on the ground and actually feel that change, that impact, I think drives our employees as well.
Thank you very much. My name is Tin Siri, and I'm from the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization. It's very interesting to hear the perspective of the business sector in terms of talking about education, because our organization is very much education. Could you please, I saw your graph on starting from awareness to transformation. Could you please tell us how long does it take, starting from experience from Intel, of course, awareness to transformation, and where do you find yourself now? Are you in transformation at the very end, or where is it? Because we can learn from your experience. Thank you very much.
I think that's a great question. So along that curve, I think the reality is we're placed on it. There's portions of our programs that are absolutely in that transformation space. There's part of our programs that would be more in the license to operate space. So we're along that spectrum. And that's okay. To get to really that transformational, when I started at Intel in 1997, we were all individual sites. We managed our public affairs programs individually. Anjan was doing the same thing in India at the time. I was in Texas and California. We'd meet a couple of times a year. We'd talk about our programs, very much licensed to operate. But you get relatively smart people together, and over a period of time, you begin to realize you can do it better. And I would say it was around the 2002, it was probably from when I started, maybe 5 or 6 years before we started really moving into that transformational activity. But where it really kicked in was probably around 2009 when we came up with the education transformation model. So that's 1997 to 2009. If I do my math, that's something like 40 years? No, I think it's 12 years. So it was about 12 years. But again, that transformation is something that you can go right. You can go right to transformation. You can collect $200 and pass go if you know the game Monopoly, right? You don't have to go through that curve. But my expectation is that most companies do.
This represents the end of the beginning, and more good things will happen. Can we please give Mr. Jacobson a round of applause and welcome him off the stage? Go ahead.